she's perfectly normal and that nothing is wrong.
Well, Marilyn says her 31-year-old daughter doesn't have a radar for danger. So when CPS took Annika's newborn away, Marilyn was really relieved because she thought the baby would be safer in someone else's care at that time. Take a look.
The only thing I want right now is to get my baby out of foster care.
6 months ago, Annika had a child, and it was taken away from her by Child Protective Services within 6 days.
I was staying at a shelter, and I couldn't provide the baby enough formula, and my body wasn't producing enough breast milk, so my baby lost weight.
They said that Annika was sleeping all night and not waking up to feed the baby. I was told by CPS that Annika went in for a wellness check, and when she got there, the doctor said that the baby hadn't gained enough weight and was being hospitalized. So Annika stayed there for a couple of days, and she left the baby unattended, apparently, according to the nurses and doctors, and she went out and had her nails done and went and picked up a coloring book and crayons to bring back to the hospital because she said she was bored.
Instead of foster care, CPS told me that my mom could take custody of the baby, but my mom refused.
I said, absolutely not. She would leave me with the baby, and she'd go off, and then everything would be my fault because nothing is ever Annika's fault. I think the best situation for the child would be to be adopted into a loving family.
If my mom really wanted to help me, she would help me bring my baby home.
Are you ready to have this baby back?
I'm very much ready to have this baby back, and all of that is a lie. That was all out of order. That was incorrect information, and you don't care enough to even hear what I have to say. You want to put all of this on TV, and I stayed in the hospital with her the entire time that she was in the hospital. The only time I did leave, I went to Walgreens and I got whatever it was that I needed, some Tylenol, and I got myself a coloring book because I was spending all that time in the room and with the baby.
Honey, this is totally beyond my control. CPS came in and said, we are watching you while the baby is hospitalized for not being weighing enough. The doctors and the nurses. You said that I left her in the hospital and I went and bought a coloring book. That's what you said. That's what the doctors and nurses had said.
They've been very specific about the requirements for you to get the baby back, and that's good news because you have a formula. Right. You have a formula to get the baby back, and one is to accept responsibility for your actions. Obtain a stable residence. But you got to have a place that is yours, that's stable day to day to day. That you have to have a psychiatric evaluation so the social worker can look at it and see that you are predictable, that you continue your counseling services, that you go through parenting education, that you subject yourself to substance abuse testing on a random basis, and that you do inpatient substance abuse treatment program and receive a positive evaluation from that they say, you know, she's done what she needs to do in that regard. So you have a formula, a checklist, and right now, if we go through and grade that paper, the only thing that right now that's a green check mark here is substance abuse testing. The rest of the things are on your to-do list.
When I found out I was pregnant, I immediately went to a program, not for drugs or alcohol or anything like that, but I was homeless. And I knew that if I was pregnant, I couldn't be in the street, I couldn't stay with my mother, I couldn't, my family, I can't,
She didn't know that she was pregnant until she was court-ordered into rehab for drugs. She's not telling the truth.
So you feel like in order for me to get the information I need, you need to be an appendix to what she said. You need to add additional information.
I just want the honest-to-God truth to be out.
And you don't trust my ability to suss out where she is and what's there, because you've written every therapist that she's been to, right?
I have.
And some of them have actually said you're the one that needs help, not her.
One of them did, right.
Coming up, is there over-involvement here that has become toxic? We're going to talk about that when we come back. I believe that your daughter does have some mental and emotional challenges, and they're way above your pay grade. So the good news is you need to take the year off.
Okay.
Really. And I said, I think you're well-intended. I really do. I'm not trying to put you down about this. I think you're way over-involved. I think you're creating more problems than you're solving.